Now, I don't know about you, but this is kind of a problem. And it gets worse. I mean, traffic in Mullingar, traffic going in and out of Mullingar is really, really bad right now. I mean, really, the trains are kind of a problem on their own, but just the amount of cars coming through here is kind of crazy. I was hoping my buses that go to Dublin and beyond would lower the amount of traffic in and out of Mullingar, but I mean, look at this. Look at this. I've got so many trucks and buses getting stuck in traffic, they don't know what they're doing anymore. So I think we need some kind of bypass for Mullingar, because a lot of the traffic on this road is not going into Mullingar. At least my traffic isn't going into Mullingar. It's going down here, it's going around, and it's going to this oil refinery. Now we could, if we wanted to, we could try and, go up and around or do something interesting like that. But I think the simplest thing to do is going to be to bring this road right back to about here. Yes, we're getting rid of a lot of houses by doing that. Also, where does that traffic go when I do that? They, I think, go down that way now. Yeah, that instantly might be better, but we're not going to be doing that. What we're going to do is go in here. We're going to bring this road back out because I do want this road to exist. And I want to bring this road straight down here. And essentially, we're going to just connect here. We're going to build a roundabout, and hopefully that's going to, well, maybe solve some of my problems. I don't know if it will. I really have no idea if this is actually going to work, but I am definitely curious to find out. I'm keenly aware of the contour lines here, so I would like to, as much as I can, respect the topography. So we'll do something like this, so it kind of goes along that contour line as best as it can. We'll bring this guy around, which is all right, I suppose. And then I think we will do a little something here, so I can go straight off that way. And I'm wondering, actually, the easiest way to do this would be to bring this road straight through, and then we just take out this entire section and rebuild it so it's nice and level, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I want it to be nice and neat. I want it to be nice and tidy. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I've accidentally left tram tracks in this entire thing, which is not exactly ideal. So let me go in here and say tram tracks no, and then just redo this entire stretch of road because we don't need tram tracks on it. And then very simply, I think we just do a little something like this. And I think that'll kind of work. I don't know if that's going to be, it is instantly taking some traffic away from Mullingar, which is great. That's what I was looking for. I would like to change this up though, to be more of a regional road, because that's sort of what it's supposed to be. I'm also not entirely sure that it needs that many lanes, at least not in the middle. So I might even go so far as saying like, hey, maybe this thing has fewer lanes kind of there. It can have more lanes for going around what's going to be a roundabout, but it doesn't need them out here. Although then the question becomes why? So maybe we do just keep it simple and just do something like that. I would like to come over here and just very quickly smooth out this damage that we've done, so this looks a little bit better. And before we get this up and running, this needs to be a roundabout down here. So what we'll do is take out this road. We're going to bring this guy right back as well. We'll bring this guy right back. In fact, I probably should have left that one there now that I think about it. So let's just run you straight through. We'll take out this part. And then I guess we have to decide on what size the roundabout's going to be. Now, 45 isn't bad. I think maybe 50 is where we can go with this. So about $1,400, 50 meters. That should be completely fine. We'll do the same thing on this side. So 50 meters. I don't think this terrain is perfectly level, but you know what? I think we'll be okay. I think we can manage with a roundabout that's on a little bit of a hill. We'll do the same thing over here, 50 meters that way. And then the same thing on this side as well, 50 meters going about that way. And then very simply, we just go in here and connect this all together, get the roads connected, and hopefully this solves my problems. And there we go. We have ourselves a roundabout. I decided to give it more lanes because that tends to actually help in this game. To be completely honest with you, like, what was it, 8 years of Cities Skylines 1 told me and taught me that more lanes doesn't mean more success. And that's kind of true. You don't necessarily need more lanes to solve your traffic problems. That was just like a thing that I would do a lot in City Skylines, was just throw more lanes at a problem and then wonder why it didn't work. It's a little less true in Cities 2 because the traffic kind of uses the lanes more, but in this game, it actually seems to be the case that at least with roundabouts, adding more lanes to them seems to actually help solve the problem. So that's kind of what's going on here. I'm also just obviously, you know, decorating things a little bit, making it look kind of nice around here, giving it a little bit of life and some rocks, because I don't know, I like a good rock, I guess, is why I'm doing it. Now, in theory, and we do see a bunch of vehicles coming down here, which is beautiful news. Very, very happy to see that we do have a bunch of my trucks coming down this way. It does seem like it's maybe helping filter traffic a little bit. I think what we'll do though is we'll come back to this roundabout and see how it's doing in just a little bit, because we have more problems down here that are, yeah, not great. We have some pretty big problems down this way. So I think the way to solve this is essentially by going in here, and we're just going to take out this road, at least for now. That's the start of solving the problem. I would like to go through here, and I want to build a 6-lane road right in front of this factory so that we have space. If I want to downgrade it, I can, but I want the 6 lanes. I want to bring this road back. So this is going to go right back to about there. This road's going away as well. This road is also going to be going away. And then this road is getting pulled back. Essentially, we're just going to put a much bigger road in here because I think that's kind of going to make a bit of sense. But what we can do is maybe, let's see, how do we want to extend you? Let's go about 100 meters in that direction. Let's go about 100 meters in that direction as well. And then let me bring this road straight down here. Let me bring this road straight down off of there as well, which is going to be telling me too much slope, but that's okay. We can just build out that way and take out the extra part of the road that we don't need. And then I can tidy that up. We can do the same thing down here. And we can also go ahead and just change out that road for more of a country road, because that's kind of what it should be anyway. Now that gives us a little bit of room for turning lanes and all that good stuff. And then what I can do is just drop this down to a 4-lane road. And we just want to connect these guys together is basically what we want to do. So we'll bring this out, we'll go to there, and that'll be totally fine. That gives us a connection this way. And on this side, pretty much the same thing. We'll bring this around and we'll turn this into a 4-lane road as well. Now this might need a roundabout, but I'm kind of hoping I can do some stuff here to make it so that we don't need roundabouts. I also want to make sure that I have full ownership of that road, which I do. And I want to turn off traffic lights on those intersections because I don't think there's enough traffic to really need that. Now, admittedly, this isn't going to solve all of our problems, because what's going on here is a lot of this traffic is trying to go to Galway. It is trying to go to Castle Bar. So what I'm going to try and do is create a little bit of a ring road around Galway. So let's take this road out right there. Let's take this bit out down here, and let's just do some new road sections in and around Galway that I can connect to sort of try and create some road that just loops around the town. So we'll get a little bit of this going, which should be fine. That can connect over this way. This can connect over that way. We'll bring you out a little bit further and around like so. We can hopefully get you guys connected just like so. And this road, does it need to go anywhere? Does it need to go around? It probably wouldn't hurt, right, to have this road actually come right down to this main road here, because there's so much traffic down this way as well. Man, that's going to be a big old tunnel is what that's going to be. That's going to be a big old tunnel, but we're going to go for it. We're going to say, I'm going to say right about there for the start of that road. We'll continue to bring it straight through. It is going to be going uphill, but that's all right. And then I think I'm just going to try something like this, which is, yeah, I'm sort of okay with that. It's something. It's definitely something is what it is, but I'm kind of okay with it. Now, something I should mention is that I do have player ownership enabled by default down here, so nothing is ever going to be allowed to attach to that road that I've just built. So what I'm going to do is turn off player ownership, or rather I'll set it to keep so I don't, get rid of any roads that I actually own. And I want to bring a little road out here. And this one's not going to be owned by me. So this road can upgrade if it wants to, but I just want to make sure that we have some extra connections here that sort of hopefully makes sense. I think this right here can go straight through. We have this little road down here, which honestly I'm going to get rid of because I don't know if we need it. But this gives us the opportunity to connect Galway to this road over here and potentially have traffic go into Galway, well, from that road over there, as opposed to going up and around, which is kind of what they're doing right now. So I think what we'll do is go right into the middle of this 6-lane road right here. And we're going to do, how are we going to do this? We're going to go like this, I think, which is totally fine. I'd like to go back a little bit further though, so we have a little bit more room. And I want to connect that to this road potentially. That might be a hell of an S-bend, but we could then just upgrade that entire road going right into the middle of Galway, which might just make sense. So let's see what we can do in terms of a little bend, sort of going this way and this way. I think that's all right. I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I mind it too much. And I think the entire thing is just going to get upgraded to a country road. And then everything in the middle down here is going to get upgraded to a 4-lane road. So traffic can hopefully get into the middle of Galway a little bit easier. Even going so far as maybe having 6 lanes down in here. Although I can't do it right there, which is a shame. So we'll go back down and I guess just stick with a 4 and hope for the best. That's kind of all we can do with this, is hope that that will help with some of the traffic problems we've been having. I will keep these traffic lights here. I think that kind of makes sense. This little section of road over here might get really, really busy, but my hope is that traffic can now be like, hey, we don't have to go through Galway to get around it. We can kind of like hit this road and go down and around it this way. I'm hoping it works. I think this road here needs to go away. I think it's giving us more problems than it's worth, which unfortunately means that the Castlebar Grain Food City line is going to be slowed down quite a bit, but I think that's just sort of how it's going to have to be, because a lot of traffic from Castlebar is obviously using this road because it's just a lot quicker. So we're just going to take that right back is what we're going to do. And that forces the line onto that main road. It forces all of that traffic onto that main road as well. And I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, this road is definitely a little bit less busy than it used to be. And all of that traffic is still wanting to go down through, Galway anyway. So fewer intersections, I guess, is kind of a win. I'm willing to sort of see what happens with this, given it a little bit of time and patience. We can maybe have a success here. I am definitely a little concerned about just how much traffic is sitting here though. And I'm very concerned about how much traffic is over here as well. So I'm wondering if I want to just maybe change out those 2 intersections for roundabouts, which we still don't have, by the way. Still no options to just have pre-built roundabouts. I know that they come into the game eventually. I do not know when, and I'm really, really looking forward to them so I don't have to keep building them by hand. All right, so while this isn't necessarily a problem solved just yet, I think this is progress. It does seem like traffic is filtering through this roundabout. It is slowly filtering through this roundabout as well, although I suspect we're going to have some issues because a lot of that traffic was, going across this country road once upon a time, and we're just going to have to give it some time is what we're going to have to do. We'll have to give it some time and see how things go, see how things work, and really hope for the best that these roundabouts will solve some of my problems. If not, we might have to come up with something else, like maybe, I don't know, one big roundabout for all of these roads to connect into. That might not be the worst idea, but it's also possibly not the best idea. Anyway, I want to come over to Glasgow for a second because we have a ton of people wanting to fly down to London. These 2 planes that we have are completely full. Do we have any options for upgrades? We do have... Oh, I don't want to get rid of the DC-4. I love the DC-4 so much. But we have got the Super Constellation, which is faster. It can carry 4 more people. Oh, Okay. Wait, big aircraft incompatible with small airport. Oh no. Wait a minute. No, we have actual airports now. Oh my God. That is, that's going to be a problem. That is, wow. You know what I didn't account for? I didn't account for the idea the airports would get bigger. Okay. I did not. Oh no. Oh no. What have I done? Okay. Okay, that's great. I guess we just put more DC-4s on here, right? That's kind of like all we can do. We'll just do 6 of them so that we can carry way more people. That's 8 of them. That's fine. We'll do 8 of them, I guess. Yeah, that's concerning. I completely forgot about the fact that airports do in fact get bigger. Also, oh my God, that's a lot of trucks. Where are you all going? Oh, you're all going that way. Why are there houses? Who took over my road? Is that like the only bit of road that I don't own? No, I do own that road. I just don't know why they're, okay. Well, you know what? We'll do something like this so that traffic has more lanes to work with as they're going down here. Cause I know some of them, they're all going left. Okay. You know what might be an idea? And I know this is potentially a bit silly and pointless, but I wonder if it would be a good idea to send my plank trucks down through Edinburgh, because at the minute they are taking that same turn. I wonder if we can just filter them out a little bit by saying that after Edinburgh South, they go to this waypoint, and that seems like it's going to take them right down back through Edinburgh, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So we'll see if that works out. We'll see if that ends up being a bit better for them. At the very least, it means that the log trucks are going to be using the leftmost lane to go left. The plank trucks will use the rightmost lane to continue straight on, in theory. It's a very big in theory, but I'm hopeful that that's what they're going to do. And you know, while we're on the topic of making things a bit more efficient, I guess is what we're going to call it, I want to come in here and figure out this brick problem, because we have so many of them waiting to go to Limerick and Galway. It's just a bit silly, is what it is, but we have a ton of them down here as well waiting to go to Mullingar. So if we look at Mullingar, the demand right now is 100. If we go and look at the bricks to city line, it has a rate of 32, but it's using vehicles that are 63 years old. So I want to say, now this might be bold of me to assume, all right, this might be, bear with me here, but I want to say that we might be able to make this a little bit more efficient with some minor upgrades. I think we can do that. So we'll go for the truck with the side stakes. That gives us a rate of 53, which really isn't as much as I was expecting, but we'll just duplicate those, which now gives us a rate of about 106. And that should mean that Mullingar is getting all the bricks that it wants, which is fantastic news. The fuel to city line has a rate of 39 with some 74-year-old trucks. Oh, that's grim. How much fuel do they want? 259? Aye. Okay. Well, that's fine. We have some tank trucks available to us that we can put in there. That gives us a rate of 75. So we'll duplicate this, which will give us a rate of about, what, 150? And then we'll do, I don't know, another 4 should give us close to what we're looking for, 225. Let's just do another 4 again. We'll do 16 vehicles on that line. 301 is perfect. I don't know if we're bringing enough fuel down here to deal with that, but we're going to focus a little bit on Mullingar, I think is what we're going to do. We're going to try and just optimize its lines and see if we can bring enough stuff in here. So 125 is the demand for the tools. The tools to city line has a rate of 35 with some 64-year-old trucks. Okay, that's to be expected. Let's use the Benz tarpaulin, or the Blitz tarpaulin is what we're going to be using here. That gives us a rate of 60. We can duplicate, and if I can remind myself, we were looking for 125. So looking at the Mullingar tools line, it is 121. Let's just put 4 more vehicles on there for a bit of future proofing to make sure that everything's good. 203 is kind of perfect. Ooh, another new train. Don't mind if I do. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Dublin seems to be doing fine. Hopefully that helps out Mullingar quite a bit. And then up this way, we have a ton of tools waiting to go to Castle Bar. A rate of 23, 221 sitting there. How many tools does Castle Bar want? 60. Okay. Well, in that case, let's look into these vehicles. They're also old as dirt. So we will we'll upgrade those as well, which gives us a rate of 40. And I guess we'll just duplicate it to give us a rate of 80. So things are future-proofed just a little bit. Now, with all of those upgrades to the lines made, I am wondering if we can maybe do something about getting more fuel down here, getting more tools down here, and all of that good stuff. So looking in this way, Belfast Planks Tools City, it does stop in Mullingar. And in Belfast, it is loading up on planks. It's unloading tools. In Limerick, I'm assuming it is the opposite, and then Mullingar transfer, unload some tools. So are we just not making a lot of tools? Is that, and no, we are making quite a few, which is good news. This guy is doing all right, which is fine. Something tells me we could maybe bring more planks down here. I mean, we are now delivering a ton of planks, which is great. This guy is producing a ton of tools, which is also great. What are you doing? Your Planks Tool City. Okay. So you're loading up on a good number of tools, which is fine by me. Some of those will get dropped off in Mullingar, which is also fine by me. Oh man, traffic's getting bad down here again. This is, we might have to like build down underneath these train tracks to stop traffic from kind of getting stopped by the trains. We genuinely might have to do that, or have the train tracks go underground, but I kind of like being able to see my trains. So I'm not too sure about that. We might have to figure something out is what we might have to do. But at the very least, I'm hoping we can start to just move a bunch of this stuff around, get it into Mullingar, get it to Dublin. I want to figure out the situation though with the tools. I really do. We have 84 on this train, which is fine. We have some planks in here, which is fine. Hold on a minute. That's a lot of traffic. Oh, wow. That's a ridiculous amount of traffic. There are traffic lights there. Where are you going? So that's Cork fuel to city. Why is there so much traffic in here? It's not like it's going through Limerick. It seems to be trying to go, no, I don't know where it's trying to go, but that's a lot of traffic, man. That is a lot of traffic. And do we want to build like a bypass around here? We could use this little road that's going under my bridges and sort of connect it over to that road and see what happens. I don't know if that's like a really, oh my God, it's connecting all up here as well. I never quite realized how much Limerick had grown, but yeah, that's kind of wild. That's a lot. You know what? I want to leave that alone for a second because we are bringing tools up to Mullingar. What we don't seem to be doing is moving a whole lot of fuel because there's basically none in here. So I want to go and have a look at what's going on. We have very, very little fuel sitting in here. Now the trains are doing okay. This one in particular is full at the moment, which is great. Are we just not moving a lot of, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. There's a lot of fuel sitting in here. The rate is 242 right now. That needs to be better. These are also Blitz tarpaulin trucks. So what are they doing? Fuel to train, tools to, what is it? Tools to docks. Oh, we have to use the Blitz tarpaulin trucks. What are you guys doing? Yeah, so that's the line we're looking for. If we look at that line, it goes out here, it goes over that way. It's getting stuck in traffic. Oh no. Okay, so traffic in Belfast is really slowing us down, is what's going on here. That's not ideal. There's a lot of it coming in here. There's a lot of it going that way. I do see a couple of little spots. We're going to keep this pinned so I can see what's going on. I see a couple of spots where we could go turn off traffic lights. Like here and here probably don't need traffic lights. Those are little side streets. I would say here and here and here don't need traffic lights. I would say down here doesn't need traffic lights. I know those don't really change much for us, but I would say that anyway. I think here we can get away with no traffic lights. And I'm almost wondering, there's not a lot of civilian traffic using this road on the left. So I almost wonder if it would be an idea to put a waypoint there and put a waypoint there. Go to manage this line, and we don't have waypoints there. So before we go, wait, we do have waypoints. Where is this waypoint? This waypoint's down here. That's fine. This waypoint is across the street. That's fine. So after this waypoint 7, we want to add another stop and say go to this waypoint, which is perfect. And then after Belfast East, we want to go to this waypoint. And that is maybe not correct. Where are we going? Belfast West is where we need to be going to this waypoint. So we want to go here. Have I messed this up ever so slightly? I think I have. I kind of only need to see this line. So what have we done? This is waypoint 10. That's number 9. Take out you. Take out you. Belfast East is down here. After Belfast East, you go to waypoint number 8. After waypoint number 8, you come along this road and you're going all the way up to there, which is perfect. After Belfast West, you come out and you're heading to waypoint 7, which is down there. So we want to say go to this one first. And that now brings some of my traffic to where I want it to be. And it puts it on this road, which is, again, kind of where I want it to be. I am thinking that maybe we can upgrade this street. Does that improve the lane situation? Not really. Maybe a downgrade then, so that we have it kind of hitting the lane properly. Oh no, it's not doing what I want it to do there either. Okay, we'll just stick with this. That'll be totally fine. We'll not worry too much about it. My hope is that by doing this, we are just in general, I might try and push my traffic onto that road, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of trucks in here as well, but there's also a lot of civilian traffic in there. So for example, if we grab the, what is this, fuel train docks tools, that's the same line. This exact same line that we're working with. This is Belfast tools to city. So that line, if we have a look at it and get rid of the other one, could potentially afford to do exactly the same thing. In fact, I think that's exactly what it should do, because it's only looping around and going back out. So if we manage this, Belfast West is up here. We want to add a stop and say you're coming down this way. And then after this one, you want to go up to that stop right there. It isn't really doing what I wanted it to do, though. That's not quite, that's not quite what we were looking for, to be completely honest with you. So let's add another waypoint in here. Let's manage that line and say that instead of going to waypoint 9, you're going to this waypoint here, which does bring you across that road. But honestly, I'm okay with that. All right, so now there are a decent handful of lines using this road. It's going to take a little bit for them to update, because they have to sort of go around the loop and do their thing and then start using that road. And I'm hoping that's going to help traffic in Belfast. But there is traffic elsewhere that still needs my help, and that's going to be in here. All of those new trucks that I've added are having some issues, is what they're having. Yeah, this is not ideal, is what this is. And this problem is largely caused by the trains. So I'm going to take out this road, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out this road as well, because I'm fairly sure I can make this a lot more efficient. Now, I don't know if what I'm about to do is necessarily the most realistic way of solving this problem, but essentially, I'm going to do this. I'm going to rebuild that entire section of road just to make it nice and level, because that's important to me. And then I'm going to go up and around this train track is what I'm going to do, because half of the problems here are caused by the train track. So if I go up and around like this, and then we take that part out and I go up something like this, even to that spot should be totally fine, because then I can sort of curve up and around and do that sort of thing. I don't love that road. I'll be completely honest with you. I borderline hate the look of that road, but this is what we're going to be doing to try and solve this issue. Now, I need to be careful, because I don't want to go so far down here that we're carving out the tunnel. We need to go up and above the tunnel. So can I, how am I going to get this to work? if I flatten this bit of terrain a little bit and we bring you just straight out of there, I need this to not look terrible. I need this to not look terrible. It's a deep need that I have for this to not look terrible. And I think that looks okay. I think that's passable. I don't know how realistic that is. You know what? I think we need to redo that again. That's looking a little bit silly. But I think that right there looks okay. And then what I can do is just go in here and take out all of these sections of road. And now you go up and around the train tracks, and that should make life a little bit easier, I think, for everyone going, you know, around Mullingar. Admittedly, a lot of traffic is still going across here, so I'm going to have to use waypoints to kind of adjust what they're doing and where they're going. But I think that's okay. I think what we can do is put a couple of waypoints up there. I think we can go in and say that, hey, these roads are owned by me, so I don't want anything connecting to them. I think that's kind of important to make sure that traffic is nicely controlled. But if we go in here and I go to this line, for example, Castlebar Bricks to City. Oh man, there's no reason for you to go up and around though, is there? Like, that seems silly for you to go all the way up there. That seems silly. Mullingar Steel to Goods is a prime example of a line that could go up and around though. So we'll manage this and say that after this station, you go here. And then after this one, you go here. And that means that it's now going up and around the train tracks, which I think is going to be better for us. So that's one line that's going to benefit from this. This guy is Mullingar Fuel to City. Now I almost want to say we could send you down and around because there's less traffic down here. And I think that would just make more sense if you went sort of down this way. So let me build another waypoint. Manage this line and say after Mullingar Exchange, you go here. And then what does that look like? So you come down, you go up and around here. That seems totally fine. And like that might solve some problems as well, which is great. This is a Dublin Goods to City line. I think that's another example of one that can go up and around. So after Mullingar North, you go here. After Church Road, you go here. And that actually takes it, interestingly, onto one of the back roads, which I wasn't really expecting, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind that too much. I think that's okay. It's an interesting choice for sure, but I think that's okay, unless I've done it wrong. Hold on a minute. After Church Road, you will be going there. So Church Road is the stop in Dublin. Yeah, it's an interesting choice that it's made there for its pathing. Instead of just going back the way it came in, yeah, that's fine, probably. So when it comes to this traffic just outside of Mullingar, we do kind of urgently need to do something about this. And what I've come to realize is that the trains are sort of dipping down over there a little bit. Not from this perspective, but from this side, they're kind of like going a little bit down. So I'm wondering if we maybe elevate the trains onto bridges and just hope for the best, right? That's kind of where I'm at with this. Is maybe just elevating the trains is the easiest way to solve it. So, man, I don't know. I like the idea of having the cars go like down and whatnot, but I think elevating the train line is going to be so much easier than trying to redo all these sections of road. So we're going to bring this back is what we're going to do. And we're going to bring all of this back as well. And somehow, I'm going to have to figure out how to decently and, well, some way, somehow elevate these train tracks into something that actually works. Now, thankfully, there is still a smoke trail in here, and there's kind of the line through the terrain that you can clearly see from where the train used to be. So if I start, say, here, and we just elevate this to like that height and try dragging this out, it does give us a bridge, which is perfect. We'll bring this sort of straight through to here, and we're getting some collisions here and there, but that's okay. That looks fine. I think it probably should be not that one, but that one's probably more sensible for what we're trying to do here. And I think that's essentially what we're going to do. We'll bring this back a little bit. We'll get our bridge pillars in there. I think that's fine. Admittedly, it doesn't line up with this very well. So maybe the better way to do this would actually be to bring it from here to an elevated spot right about there. Be a little bit closer to the road, to about that spot. I think is fine. Be a little bit higher. I think that's about as high as we can go. Let's try this. That's apparently as high as we can go right now. And if I go straight across, I'm hoping that I can snap to you and get some bridges in there, which it looks like we can actually. Again, we're getting some collisions, but it's not the end of the world. We can swap it out for this, and that sort of gets rid of them. The bridge isn't perfectly level, which I don't necessarily love. But again, I think we can probably work with that. If I bring this over and we build it, and then we go back down to ground level, I should be able to sort of level everything out. So this is kind of what we're thinking. This is what I'm thinking anyway. Construction's not possible. Let me take out this road. Oh, that's probably why construction's not possible. We have a bit of train track in there that we don't need anymore. So if I now bring you, is this the right or the left? This is the right section of track. If I bring this through and connect it to there, we're probably going to be a little bit slow going through, but that should be all right. We can now take out this entire span of the bridge, and I'm hoping I can do this and get something that's nice and level. It still isn't nice and level, which is fine, I guess. Definitely not doing that. I think we'll just stick with this. It's not, I don't think it's going to be nice and level, unfortunately. And apparently we're getting bridge pillar collisions, which is interesting because I was able to build this earlier without that being a problem, but well, here we are. And there we go. We have ourselves a new train bridge, which is, as far as I'm concerned, hopefully going to solve some of the issues in here. I didn't get this lined up perfectly, but in the end, I think it's probably good enough. And it's a lot of traffic. It's so much traffic. It's a ridiculous amount of traffic down here. Not entirely sure how I feel about it. I am kind of wondering though, if I was to upgrade this to have more lanes, does that should let the traffic that wants to go straight on can go straight on now, right? So we'll see what happens if I just give this more lanes, and I know that's not the solution, but it's about all I can do for right now. I'm hoping it sort of helps. I'm hoping this traffic filters through, because this roundabout is probably the worst performing roundabout that we have on the map anywhere right now, which is really saying something. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it gets sorted out now that the trains aren't interrupting it too much. Although admittedly, we probably want to do something over here with this. The trains probably don't help right here, but we'll give it time is what we'll do. Like everything else, we'll give it time. So I want to come back over to Galway and Castle Bar, and I want to look at this roundabout again because it's just struggling. It's really, really struggling, and I feel like we should do something about this. What I've realized is that some of the traffic coming down here is cutting across to kind of get over to Castle Bar a bit quicker, and I probably should have realized that traffic would ultimately end up doing that. So it kind of has me wondering, you know, should I get rid of this road? Should we disconnect that connection and stop traffic from going around that easily? But I mean, this road probably has some uses, right? Like you could, I don't know what way this game's AI works, but this road I'm sure has some purpose to it. So I'm wondering if I should go in and just do one big roundabout now. I'm wondering if it's maybe time to merge these roads all into one big roundabout. Now, in saying that, this road is slowly filtering through. For a while, this was tailed back right into the middle of Castle Bar. It is slowly getting through, but now we're starting to see a tailback over here. So I think we're going to do it. I think I take out all of this. I think I build one big roundabout in the middle and we connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different roads to it and hope for the best. I don't know if it's a good idea. I mean, I say I don't know if it's a good idea. I know this is probably not a good idea, but I want to do it because I just kind of want to see what happens. I'm a little bit morbidly curious in that regard to just see what will the game do? How will the game deal with this? How will this work, essentially, is where I'm at with this. So we're going to sort of use this space in here to build the entire thing. So we'll just go through with a nice big stretch of road. We'll find sort of the middle of it here, and I'm going to go 65 meters. So it really is going to be the biggest roundabout, maybe 70, just so we have a nice round number. So 70 meters that way. Take out this part. We'll do 70 meters in this direction as well. We'll make sure the terrain is all nice and flat down here. And I want to go in and basically remove all of the stuff around here so I can really see what's going on and do this properly. We want to go 70 meters in this direction as well, making sure it's nice and level, and 70 out in this direction as well. So that should be fine. All we need to do now is get our one-way road, and we want to go, what way are we going with this? We are going out this way, about 70, and up to about there. We are doing the same thing here, about 70 meters and across. Same thing on this side as well, about 70 and down, and then finally 70 meters and across. So that right there is going to be our roundabout. That's going to be something. It's what it's going to be. This road can be brought right back. This roundabout can be gotten rid of, and this road can all be sort of adjusted as well, because this in fact can go even further back, is my thinking. We can hit this with a bit of a smoothing brush just to tidy up those edges, which now looks fine. And basically we are going to need a section here that is the 6-lane road, and then we'll bring this straight over this way, and I'm just going to curve this sort of up and around, and that's connection number 1. Connection number 2 is going to be this leftmost one. So we'll bring this out a little bit, and hopefully I can connect these together in a way that looks okay. That looks all right. It's how it looks. We might bring it back just a little bit to really just tidy things up, I think, is what we'll do. That looks fine. I will just straighten this road out, and then I wonder, can I just get like a big S bend that goes up that way? I totally can. That looks fine, I guess. That's what we're gonna say. It looks fine. This connection up here, we could honestly completely redo, just moving the junction down the road a little bit. So we will do that. We'll take this entire road out, and I don't know if this connection is even necessary. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it was for at this point. I really don't remember, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's something I'll regret getting rid of if I don't have it in here. So we'll see what happens. We'll just go ahead and connect you down to about there. And then it's these 2 bottom roads that are going to be slightly trickier. So we want to go about here, and we want to go about here. And both of those stretches of road need to have 6 lanes. And then this entire middle framework can go away. This entire road can be brought back. This entire road can be brought back. And we just turn that into an S bend is my thinking. So over just like this is fine. This one's going to be slightly trickier because I think this road does need to go now. I think this road can kind of go away. This can be brought right back. And then we just bring this straight out. And we're really going to hope for the best with this. This is probably a terrible idea. Through and through, this is probably a terrible idea. But I'm committing to it at this point, so we're going to find out together just how terrible of an idea it actually is. And that's that's exciting. So, surprising absolutely nobody, the one big roundabout really didn't work. It's yeah. What we would have probably needed to help with this a little bit would be a 4-lane road. So 4 lanes in the roundabout in a couple of places would have helped a little bit, because we have 4. You come in at one spot, there's 4 potential exits. You can filter the traffic through a little bit better. I think roundabouts in general kind of fall apart in this game when there is an absolute ton of traffic. So what I'm thinking I could do is get rid of this road to start with. Because this road here existed largely in part because of, well, a couple of things. We have traffic that wants to go up to here with other plastics, or with to get goods or whatever it might be. We did have some vehicles going through as well to take oil up to be turned into plastics. I think getting rid of those is probably the right call, so that we now go down to kind of the optimal number of lanes on this thing. I've also swapped out a lot of these side roads, or well, all of the connecting roads to the roundabout for roads that have trees. They're actual roads, they're not country roads, because they have lower speed limits. And my thinking is that having the traffic move a little bit faster on the roundabout might not be the worst thing in the world. So that's kind of my thinking there. I'm also thinking I'm going to, well, do what I'm doing here, which is kind of move these roads up and into the roundabout there and up and into the roundabout there, so that there's a little bit more spacing going on. I know this isn't the most efficient thing to do, but it's what I'm doing, and it's very me. So we'll do something like this. We'll smooth that out, obviously. This guy is going to go up sort of this way and then curve down and around into the roundabout as well. And we'll hit that with a smoothing brush just to make life a little bit easier for everybody. And I mean, hopefully this will work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll figure it out. It's not the absolute end of the world if it happens to crash and burn. It's, well, not ideal, but I'll figure it out. Okay, you know what? We're going to just sort of undo everything I've done with this road for the time being, because it's just gotten worse. With less connections on that roundabout, it has gotten so much worse that nothing was even moving. So the roundabout can just go away, and that's fine. It's going to go right back to there, and that's fine. This is going to come out of here. That's fine. This can go away. This can be brought right back as well to about there. And I'm just going to, I guess, just connect these guys together down this way. So you're going to come straight off of about there, and you're going to go up to about there, and that's fine, I guess. I feel really defeated right now. I'm going to be honest. I feel very defeated. I've sort of, over the years, got into the habit of, like, anytime in a video where I spend, you know, ages doing something and then it just doesn't work, I got into a habit of, like, deleting it. Like, I'll just delete the video and be like, oh, I'm going to do that again because that was bad. But I think the problem solving, at least for this whole thing, it's part of the game. Like, that's part of Transport Fever 2, you know? It is a game where you have a pretty good amount of problem solving involved in it. So we'll just deal with it. We'll deal with what's going on here. We'll swap that out to be that road right there and take out the extra part. We will bring this guy straight through from there to about there, bring it all back, and get it to be a nice even slope from here to there. And that should be fine. At least I'm hoping it's going to be fine. I do think we could maybe bring this down to 2 lanes though, because again, the whole point is left, right, you know, there's not really much of a need for 3 lanes there. And then the rest of this, I'm hoping it works. I mean, it's certainly a return to what we had before. The question then becomes, should we put this road back up here? And I don't know that we need to, but what we could do, since we have this little intersection right here, why don't I go in and why don't I say that this connects up this way? It obviously bulldozes that building, but that's fine. And we'll just sort of do a little something like this that can loop around the town. I think that's kind of okay. I think that's kind of neat, actually, if we have a little something that loops around here, and it's kind of a way to get around without having to go straight through, if that's a thing that you're interested in doing. So bring this through. We'll bring this all out of here and just redo it so it's a nice sort of even incline. And then we'll hit it as we usually do with a smoothing brush. And do we have traffic using that road? We don't. That's fine. We do have them using this road though, which I'm actually okay with. And that should be good. That'll help people get around a little bit, which is what we're looking for. Okay, so while this is far from perfect, it is moving. And that's kind of what we needed, because the roundabouts eventually just stopped moving completely. So this is, as bad as it looks, progress. And I think we're just going to sort of leave this as it is for now. It's still an improvement over what we had at the beginning, because what I've done is obviously created this little connection here. I've put this road back in as well, which is getting used by one of my lines, which is completely fine. That's not a problem. And I also added one up here, which is being used by the Galway goods to city line. So we're spreading things out a little bit, and that's kind of what we're what I think we've been needing to do with all of this. Now, in saying that, I do think it would be a good idea to maybe have an alternate way to get from Galway to Castle Bar. And I have upgraded this road down here so that it's actually got a higher speed limit, which does look like it's bringing some traffic down this way to go over to Castle Bar, or over to Galway. So that's good. That is a solution, or at least a partial solution to the problem of too much traffic on this road at these intersections. I am considering the idea of upgrading this road so that it can connect over this way as well. I don't know if we need to do that. I don't know if the traffic's all trying to go that way, but I'd like to give this a little bit more time just to see if things do filter through, because it does look like it's improving. I think we just had a lot of traffic that was tailed back from the roundabout because of my stupidity, and this might actually happen to maybe possibly work. There are also some improvements down here at this roundabout to the south of Mullingar. There's not a ton of traffic here anymore. It has moved over to this intersection, which is fine by me. It's not in the roundabout. That's all that matters. Although it does look like we're having some problems going into Belfast, which is new. It's usually the other way around. We don't usually have traffic going into Belfast and causing problems, but we do now, and so much so that all of my trucks are stuck in traffic again. So that's fun. that's fun. That's great. I love that. Oh boy, we'll figure it out. It's 1960. We're not going to be that far away from getting some proper big trucks in here, so I think we'll be okay. I was really hoping that we'd see an improvement to the brick situation in here, but now both of them are causing problems. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is to the the brick situation. Maybe more trains. That's maybe how we do it. Or we just maybe, what if I just put a train on this line? I was going to wrap things up. I was about to be like, oh, we're done for today. But what if, I mean, this is bringing food back up here, right? What if we go to manage vehicles, and what if we put a train on this line that is nothing but bricks? Like, what if that was a thing we do? So we duplicate this, we go to train 40, we can modify train 40, and we can take out these guys, right? Let me take out all of these. We also have some, like, I didn't even realize we had this thing. That's kind of cool. We also have these guys, which are kind of cool. What speed do, what do you do? 90? What do the cargo things do? 75. Okay. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's recolor those. Let's get these guys to be like a nice dark red color. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's all bricks, and that's fine. I'm debating whether or not we should swap out for a different locomotive. This thing is 1986, and you guys are not that, which is fair enough, I guess. But I kind of want to try it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I kind of want to try it just to see, you know, what the difference is. So we'll put, this will be our first diesel locomotive, basically. But yeah, we'll do that is what we'll do. So train 40 now exists. I don't know where it exists, but it exists somewhere. Is that train 7? It's presumably, no, it's not that one either. Where do we get trains from these days? Is it you? It is you. Oh, look at you. It's so, I mean, it's very industrial, and it should be, but it's very weird seeing that here. I'll be honest, it's very, very strange. I wasn't really expecting to upgrade the train line just yet, but I feel like we don't have a choice, you know? And I'm kind of thinking we should do the same thing with the planks line. It's bringing tools back up here, but I think we should make this change. So let me pin that. Let me get you and go to train 40. Let me go to the manage vehicles, duplicate train 40, and then move train 41 over to the planks tools city line. So we kind of have that going on, and we'll just see what happens is what we'll do. We'll just see how it goes. We now have some dedicated trains on those lines that can move the base resource more than the existing trains, I guess. I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know if 2 more trains on these lines is a good idea, because we have so many of them already, and they do seem to be backing up a little bit, which isn't good. But we'll, again, as I've said 100 times, we're going to give it some time. We're going to see what happens. All right, so one last thing before we do actually wrap things up for today, it being 1960, almost 1961, we do have access to some new planes. We now happen to have the de Havilland Comet 4B, which is an amazing looking plane. It's got room for 21 people, which is 6 more than we have right now. We have the Canadair CL-44, which has room for 27 people, which is, actually, no, it's not. That's cargo. That's whatever. The point being, we really probably will have to rebuild our airports and go for actual airports, not airfields, because we probably do want some big planes in here. Now, you can maybe see why that's going to be slightly tricky in some places. It won't be so bad here. I mean, there's going to be a lot of terrain editing to be done to make this work, but this'll work. We can do it here. London, probably easy enough as well. I'm really worried about Glasgow. That's going to be a bit of a pain and a bit of a struggle. Also, the fact that this is backing up is a major problem, and this traffic, man. This traffic is such a problem. It's such an issue that we really need to figure out. I do wonder if some one-way roads would be a solution. Like, just turn this into a big one-way road going out, and this is a big one-way road coming in. I don't know. I really, really don't know. It's such a pain, but we'll get there, I guess, is what we'll do. Where is my new train? Is it still not in here? Or has it gone out already? I think it's gone out already. Where is my new train? It's not you. New train. Hello, train. What was it? 40 or something like that. Let me have a look at you. Let me have a look at you. You have, oh, you're just getting here. Okay. That's all right. And there it goes. It's got a full load of 208 bricks, which is fantastic news. We should have another one of these guys coming in at some point from somewhere with, bunch of planks. At least that's the idea. Not really too sure where that train has gone. So let's have oh no, there it is. So it's come down here. I don't think, I mean, it's not going to be loading down here is what it's not going to be doing. So it might be worth making some adjustments here, because my thinking is, first and foremost, bricks, Limerick, Galway, it can come into either of those platforms. I'm kind of willing to say that in Limerick, just go to, well, yeah, either of those platforms actually is totally fine. The other ones are for passengers. I think in Limerick, we're going to say full load any is fine. So that's all right. What was the other one? So we have fuel to Mullingar and Limerick. It's coming down here, and we had bricks coming down here. So they just go to whatever platform's available, which is completely fine. I've actually made that change in Belfast as well. So they will go to whichever platform they can get onto in order to stop. And yeah, this was my concern. The fact that that we have so many trains here now kind of waiting, like this one's kind of blocking that track as well. That's all sorts of not good is what that is. That is all sorts of not good. I mean, it's going to get in here and it's going to let these guys go, but yeah, we're definitely going to be experiencing some problems with that, especially, I mean, you're back here. This is going to be the next set of traffic jams, isn't it? It's going to be the trains. It is going to be the trains. Anyway, that I think is going to do us for today. Traffic is as much a nightmare now as it was at the beginning of the episode, but there have been some improvements in a couple of different places, and we'll see how that all goes, is what we'll do. In the next episode, oh man, I don't quite know what we're going to be doing, but I think we're going to have to look at upgrading our airports or airfields into airports. We might have to come up with a new train solution for Ireland. And I also want to start looking at getting sort of resource hubs going. So basically get a central location that can make goods, for example, and then use that location to send goods out to absolutely everywhere within reason that could want them. Now we're sort of doing that already with this factory, but I think we could do better. I think moving this around so that the entrance for the vehicles is on the other side will help with traffic a little bit. But I think that's something I want to do, kind of like what we did with the bricks over here in Grimsby. Essentially, we just have one place that takes all of these bricks to a bunch of different locations. I want to do that with goods. I want to do that with tools. I want to do that with everything we could possibly need, as much as I possibly can, and just sort of distribute the goods from that location to anyone that wants them. But that is all stuff we can worry about in the next episode and beyond, because that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always, and I'm very curious to see how much this train's going to make just before we wrap things up, because that's coming down with a whole bunch of planks. That is a grand total of $7.8 million. That is absolutely worth it, and that's going to be fantastic for tools in Limerick and elsewhere. But yes, that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.